Well, if you like offense, you have found the right game. A blistering pace to this game, 75-68, Denver at the half. The Kings put 47 points on the board in the second quarter, and yet they still trail by 7 because they got off to a bad start. They were down 23, but it's entertaining, that's for sure, Jerry.
Oh, it's a really fun game to watch. And, I thought that second quarter, obviously, the faster the pace is better for the Kings. And the Kings really got the thing speeded up there. And Denver is just much better in the half court than the Kings are. And
Yep.
so if they can keep Denver, out of the half court, make the speed the game up, I think they got a real chance to win this game.
Yeah, Keon Ellis, really the story of the second quarter to me defensively. Very active hands, kept the Kings at it with the turnovers, which allowed them to get out and run, Jer.
Yeah, and you got some really nice performances. Dougie McBuckets did a solid job. I mean, he has a tough matchup defensively, and the Kings will have to realize that Aaron Gordon's a tough matchup for whoever they put out there. But, yeah, I thought nice performance. Keon, as you said, key. Really early, it was simply Domas Sabonis, because he was playing by himself there for about 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, without Keegan Murray, I mean, they really miss him defensively, and the Denver Nuggets really took advantage of that. I mean, are the Nuggets going to score 75 in the second half? Probably not. I mean, if they do, they're obviously going to win the game. But Nikola Jokic is a guy that really concerns me here in the second half. And you see what he does, right? I mean, he didn't get in double-figure scoring, but look at his stat line. He had 9 assists and 8 turnovers. And, boy, I'll tell you, is there anything he doesn't do well, Jerry?
No, he's really just one of the all-time greats, simple as that. When you look at the stats for the league, he's second in scoring, second in rebounding, and I think third in assists. And this is from a 7-foot, 260-pound guy. I mean, and what's scary, and I agree with you, Grant, is that he hasn't really looked for his offense much.
Right.
And he's just been playing to his teammates, and so the Kings better be ready for that, because he's going to start looking for more baskets, and certainly Mike Malone will make sure he has it in key situations.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. The passes that he's had to make have been fairly easy, too. I don't want to put the guy down. Like you said, all-time great, but the Kings just have not been defending the cuts. There's been wide open passing lanes, and it feels like Jokic, to your point, Grant, it feels like he's just toying with everybody at times.
Yeah, it's exactly what it seems like. And that's why I'm not looking for the Kings to win this game in the second half, because I think whenever he wants to take over the game offensively by scoring, I don't think the Kings have an answer for him. And if they try to double him, if they try to take the ball out of his hand, he will find the open man. Denver is very, very adept at passing the ball. I mean, they had 25 assists in the first half, guys. They had 25 assists.
Yeah, they're a very unselfish team. Obviously, extremely well coached. Mike Malone does a marvelous job there. Like I say, in the half court, they're still one of the best in the league. Now, they don't have much of a bench like the Kings. They're thin there. But, I think one thing that could work for the Kings, and we'll see how they could win this game, the Kings really have an advantage at the guard line. And, I mean, I think Fox and Monk really both have to have really good halves the second half. If they come out and really are effective offensively, I think they can make up the difference.
Jerry, the Kings didn't do the zone or didn't go to the zone really at all until the last minute of the second half. Do you see the zone being effective possibly?
I definitely think it's a good tempo change, especially when you can't match up individually man to man, which when the Kings go small, they can't. So I would certainly like to see him play more zone. I'd like to see him press after made free throws and made baskets if they could, at least pick up past mid-court. I think the more you can speed this game up, the better chance the Kings have.
All right, what do you think the final score is going to be, Rhino?
I don't think the Kings, as much as I'd like to say they will, score 47 again in a quarter. I think Denver has too much. The looks have been too easy for them. I'm going to say Denver 127, Sacramento 111.
Well, I've got this. I'm going to tell you, I've got a feeling here, which I have those every now and then, and not often not very right, but I think the Kings are going to find a way to win this game. This is probably me just drinking purple Kool-Aid, but I think they're going to win 120 to 117.
I think the Nuggets are going to win this game 135 to 127. And
Okay.
the Kings at home have not shown me the ability to beat a good team other than Houston this year. I think not having Murray, not having Herter is going to catch up with them. And I'm worried about Nikola Jokic taking over this game by scoring in the second half. That's why I'm picking Denver to win this game.
And here's the other wild card, guys. Domantas Sabonis took a massive fall towards the end
Yes,
of
he
that
did.
second quarter. Is he going to be able to be himself in the second half?
If not,
But-
they're in deep trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got to have Domas out there, and you're right. I mean, how much punishment can he take? I mean, the guy's not a robot, I don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
and, yeah, I mean, he was great in that first half. Probably outplayed Jokic for that matter.
Yes.
But yeah, we're in for one, but your points are all so accurate. I mean, Grant, about the home court, because this team has got to start beating good teams at home. And
Yes.
this is another one of those tests. And this second half will be a great test to find out, is this a team we can count on to start winning home games and competing against good teams at home?
Well, you better, because this is the start of a 5-game homestand, and you've got the Lakers coming in for 2 after this, and they finally got all their guys back. And look what they did last night with all their guys back. They beat Memphis, right? So you got to figure out a way to start becoming better at home, or else you won't be in the playoffs. It's that simple.
No, I mean, they're just, when you look at the standings and you see the top teams that you'd figure to be in the playoffs in both conferences, East and West, nobody has a losing record at home except the Kings.
Yeah.
Great point.
Well, to embellish your point right there, when you look at the standings, if we start in the West, these are just the home court records, okay? Starting with Oklahoma City, going from 1 all the way down to 10. 11-2, 12-3, 10-3, 8-3, 7-4, 9-4, 8-4, 7-5, 9-6, 9-3, 9-7, and then at 12 you get to the Kings at 6-7. That's a real telling bunch of numbers right there.
Really is. It's as simple as that at this point. I mean, obviously they proved they can win on the road, and that puts you in elite company. But if you can't win at home, if you can't have a significantly winning record at home, you're not going to be in the upper echelon of any division.
It's
Yep.
interesting, though, that the Lakers have such a good record at home, yet the Kings' net rating is much better than theirs. The Lakers are in the red.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. And I mean, see, that's the thing with the Kings, the 13-13 coming into this game. They still have a +3, I think, in the win margin, which tells you they're a little better than that. And I think they are. But the point is, that the home right now, it's the home record is probably the thing they have really got to focus on.
And guys, I was going to say, guys, if it doesn't happen on this stretch at home, it only gets harder when you're at home from here the rest of the season.
No question. You're right. The real true meat of the schedule is coming up. So a big second half upcoming. We, of course, will break it down on the post-game show. We invite your phone calls. Also, I want to invite everyone to my website, if you don't like that, or if you don't like that.com, grantnapier.com, and check out the merchandise that is available for you, grantnapier.com, or if you don't like that.com, check out the merch. There it is right there. If you don't like that.com, and you can look at the new merchandise, which is available to you. We do look forward, though, to being on after the game. Is there anything the Kings can do to, I guess, disrupt, Jerry, the flow of the Nuggets and how good they pass the ball? I mean, think about that. 25 assists in the first half. That's amazing.
I do think, as Rhino pointed out, I think playing more zone would help. You just, you got to, if you had Keegan Murray, it'd be a little different. You could match up with Gordon. But right now, they really can't match up well. And so I think a zone, you're going to get scored on the zone, but you're not going to get they're not going to get more than 75 and a half against the zone.
Yeah, but how effective will the zone be with Nikola Jokic on the floor? Because as soon as he gets the ball anywhere near the lane or the key, he's going to make the pass. So how would you play a zone against a guy that good, Jerry?
Well, I'd try to deny him the ball. That's one thing a
Okay.
zone can do. You can cheat wings back in front and Domas from the side and really try to deny him the entry pass. Because as you're right, if he gets it, he's going to break the zone down. So whatever you can do, if he can step out on the floor at 25 feet and get the ball, and if that's the worst thing that happens to you, that's still better. And so I think it'd be a chance. And I don't get me wrong, I don't think there's any sure things because Jokic, but I think you got a better chance of controlling him in a zone than you do man to man.
Yeah, I think it clouds up the passing lanes a little bit more than it is in the man-to-man. And also then you got to worry about the weak side rebound. Take care of that. Make sure you're boxing out.
All right. Well, again, the Kings have some work to do trailing at the half, but it could have been much worse because before they knew that the game had started, they were down 23. The Nuggets came out and put a shellacking on them in the first quarter, but then the Kings responded with their best quarter of the year. That was just outstanding.
That really was, boy. I mean, that was up and down, and I mean, it became chaos. But the Kings are better at chaos than are the Nuggets.
Yeah, good point. They like the chaos. That would be good for them. You're exactly right. And we are going to have to keep an eye, though, on Sabonis because that, to me, without getting into how they stopped the zone, how they stopped the off, they better have a healthy Sabonis, or this is not happening.
No, they got no shot probably without Domas being at least 70% of who he normally is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He looked like he was pretty shocked when he hit the floor as hard as he did.
Yeah. Jerry, appreciate it. We'll see you on Wednesday. Or, is it Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
For our show? Yeah, right after
Wednesday.
Sean.
I'll be preparing for that starting tomorrow. And so, I'll bring some.
I appreciate that.
I'll bring some made material now, so you and Ryan will be ready. 4:00.
All right. And Ryan, we'll talk to you at halftime, buddy. At a post game.
Sounds good, Napes. Thanks, Jerry.
All right, thank you. We look forward to having everyone back with us here on the post game show. Enjoy the second half, everybody.